in July, there is a tax cut.
Johnson's government has hiked taxes for workers to their highest level in 70 years. Don't just take my word for it.
So in 2 years, you've raised taxes the same amount as Gordon Brown did in 10 years.
And here's the Chancellor himself.
You accept that the tax burden is now up?
Yes.
The Institute for Fiscal Studies says any tax-cutting measures in the Chancellor's spring statement were outweighed by tax rises. In fact, the overall tax burden imposed on workers by Johnson's government is the highest since the late 1940s under Clement Attlee's post-war government.
For those who are really struggling, those on universal credit, is the taper increase. Take the taper, that's £1,000.
The Chancellor has cut universal credit, cut it by £1,000 a year, at a time when the cost of food, energy and fuel prices are all soaring. The policy the Education Secretary is talking about only applies to the 40% of people receiving the benefit who are actually in work. It won't make a blind bit of difference to the remaining 60%. That's 5.3 million claimants who aren't in work, and he knows it. That's 5.3 million claimants on universal credit. The overwhelming majority who have lost £1,000, not gained it. And if that's not bad enough, the annual poverty statistics show the Chancellor's decision to axe the £20 a week uplift risks sending 400,000 children back into poverty.
And then on top of that, the rise in the national living wage.
It was a rise of 6%. Inflation has already hit 9%. And if that's not bad enough, last October, the Office for Budget Responsibility found average real wages will be lower in 2026 than they were in 2008.
Councils know which families, I can tell you from my own local authority, that are really struggling with the weekly shop, with the utility bills. We've increased the amount of help to £1 billion.
The Office for Budget Responsibility points out that's left in the shade by a £12 billion fall in the real value of benefits in 2022-23. That's because the Chancellor has raised benefits and pensions by just 3%, whilst inflation has already hit a 40-year high of 9%.